Hello, sons and daughters of my mother. Welcome to another episode of Sage Talk, the show. Do we lack role models? Or now we dey follow people our mothers warned us against? Picture a flock of sheep walking in line above a ravine. Now imagine that for some unfortunate reason, as the lead sheep is eating patches of grass after patches of grass, he's trying to reach the next patch of grass and falls into the ravine below, followed by the next sheep, followed by the next sheep, until nobody is even bothering to ask, why are we falling off the ravine? And then it's now as if falling off the ravine is a thing. Like, yay, let's follow the ravine. And then there's a stampede for which sheep gets to the cliff to jump off first. This is how trends are formed, normalized, and popularized in our generation. Two examples: social media trolling and drug use. 2 years ago, when I was in school, there was an issue with meth abuse. I found out that a lot of people started using meth without even knowing what it was, just that their friends were using it. So it's like maybe 2 years down the line when the person will now realize, after they become addicted, the person will now be like, let's see with this SD self. It's gonna be SD again. Normal substance of death now.
Bros, I greet you. I don't feel greet you. That guy say me to I greet you.
As for internet trolling, it started with a few mannerless people trying to drag people down online just because they were in the comfort of their homes. But gradually, it started to seem like this savagery was really cool, and then a lot of people started to do it instead of trying to understand context. People just tried to be savage. We made trolling so normal that you have influencers like Daniel Rega who rose out of it and who are trying to make whole careers out of it. So why do only the wrong things become popular? I have a close friend who never quits complaining that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, the best writer of her generation, only managed to get up to 1 million followers on Instagram earlier this year or so. Meanwhile, people that all they did was like maybe post fine pictures of themselves or do very crazy things, immediately got a swarm of people following them. I tried to play it down by telling him that maybe some people follow Chimamanda but not necessarily on Instagram. But the truth is, in this age of social media, when young people spend more than half of every day scrolling through their phone, who are we really following? Do we follow actual role models, people who teach us and inspire us, or do we just go after our insatiable opium-like addiction for crazy content, entertainment? I know we say we are a nation of laughing people and we love our dosage of laughter like sedatives to dumb our pains. Granted, but are we just going to be like a drug people, moving on without caring for serious things, just moving ahead like sheep? As a young person growing up, what are you allowing to influence you? I know we might say, I watch these things just to laugh and they don't really affect me. It ends at watching them. I say that too. But the truth is, the human brain tends to absorb things and is either dumbed down or sharpened for greater responsibilities. It's either challenged to think independently or to lazily be conditioned to whatever we feed to it. Here's my thing, sons and daughters of my mother. You have to up the game in terms of who you really listen to, who you allow to influence you, who you model after. Imagine yourself. Let's say you finish from the University of Nigeria. Big deal if you ask me. You got an actual education. Then there's this girl, someone that came out from probably Big Brother, becomes popular, has money, right? Big deal. Then the person goes to podcasts and to share her 2 cents. You start listening to what she's saying and actually begin to take her serious. Someone that if she was in your class in school, she's going to be one of those people you hang out with when there's nothing serious going on. You are in the comment section arguing and reposting and relating. She starts giving advice that if your mother had taken such an advice when she was your age, you would probably not be raised by 2 parents. In theater or cinema, there's something called willful suspension of disbelief. It's like when you decide by yourself to pretend that whatever is going on the screen is not outrageous or stupid or impossible, just so that you can enjoy watching it and just continue with your life, right? Apologies to people that know book. So when you watch these influencers, it's like what you are doing is a willful suspension of sense. Like, dear brain, please go to sleep. I want to hear this person talk, and I need what she's saying to make sense. Thank you. It's self-sabotage. Someone is having hair growth issues, for instance, and if they should come out with their natural hair, they might look like Harry Potter the unfed version. Okay, I said that one for dramatic effects. I don't believe that anyone who takes care of their hair, their natural hair, can ever look less beautiful just because of the hair. So maybe this person we are talking about just has some personality or confidence issues. They get so attached to these enhancements and wigs and stuff, and then they come to podcasts to tell you how you have to be like them or you're not civilized. They make proclamations about where you should wear the wig to and where you should not wear it to. You now with your cute natural hair and your love for yourself, you'll be watching and scrolling on your Instagram and nodding your head like an agama lizard, nodding and agreeing, suspending your sense. You are enforcing a narrative that Gen Z is just a bunch of narcissistic and impressionable babies. But the truth is, you are really the smartest of the bunch. You have more information at your disposal than any generation before you, and you are open to ideas. It's just that some of the people who have these platforms are just people who are willing to be spectacles, willing to say or do anything just to trend. Marketers, basically, who have something to sell. One of the first rules of marketing is to grab attention first. Identify with people who share value to you, people who make you better, people you don't have to suspend your sense to be able to listen to. Follow these people on social media so that as you are scrolling, maybe you just finish watching an entertaining video or spectacle of someone advocating self-hate and toxicity in relationships. You scroll again and see someone that has sense, like saying something of value that you could use to wash out that one you just finished watching. A friend of mine once told me a very funny story about how in the hostel, the boys' hostel, there's this guy who didn't know how to cook. He was terrible at cooking. Then he lived with him who was a good cook. So one day he made a very terrible meal, and then he came to his own room and asked him, please, can you give me a little of your own food so that I can use it to wash down my own food that I've eaten. Like when you take drugs, something very bitter, and then you have to chew gum or lick sweet to wash away the taste and the bitterness from your mouth. Another thing, just read a book, bro. Read. Do you know that statistically we only make use of 10 to 15% of our brain during our lifetime? Okay, that's a myth, but you get the idea, right? We could do much more if we just tried. Come, let me tell you. The wisdom in one page of a book can effectively shield you from 20 gigabytes worth of foolishness from one influencer or from one self-proclaimed expert or one passionate politician. Remember, we are a tribe, not a herd. Your herd. Subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications. See you next week, sons and daughters of my mothers.